overlooking something in regards of Joshua 5:14 and all that. Um, you know, when you look in the Hebrew, it says, Vayomer lo, ki ani za, actually sa, I think more Hebrew sa, more like a is, not sa, zeva, and that's singular, which is interesting. I remember, reading in regards of the Seventh-day Adventists and what they believed about that he was actually coming. They believe it was the heavenly host that this man or angel, but anyways, what is it called? He's called a man. He sees a man. Let's go back to the King James Version. And I, find more and more issues with the King James. It's just, it's very sad. But anyway, still use it. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man. Here we go, a man. So there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And we, in regards to the sword, of course, we have seen that before in regards of Bilam, in regards of, what is he, riding a donkey or something like that? I can't remember the details about that, but there we see the messenger having a sword in his hand, and he talks like he's God again and so forward. In his hand, and Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries? And he said, Nay, or in Hebrew, lo, no, but as, and again they use captain, but again it's the word sa, so it seems the best, all the, after, at least as I can see, would be chief. As chief. Some places they translate as captain, some places they translate as prince, sometimes they translate it as captain, and sometimes chief captain. It doesn't really make it easier to understand in regards of what is behind the text when it's the same Hebrew word. And actually I found out there seems to be at least one other word that they translate as, what was it? Oh, captain or something like that, or which is another Hebrew word. So again, you get mixed. You get the Hebrew mixed in the English translation and all that. And as it's just sad, just use the same word for the, if it's possible, and it is possible to use the same word as far as I can, on many occasions. Then use the same word, so instead, anyway, of course they didn't have the tools that we have in our days, but still they, anyway, so with his sword drawn in his hand, and Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries, our enemies? And he said, Nay, or lo, no, but as chief of the host. The thing is, chief of the host is actually singular, and when I'm reading this, I'm thinking in regards of the host of Israel, but that was what I thought. I'm still wavering on this. I'm trying to figure out what is going on and all that, but, and he said, Nay, but as chief of the host, which is singular. And you can see in Hebrew, as far as I understand it, Vayomer lo, ki ani sa zeva. Zeva, singular, as far as I understand it. Maybe I could actually, I think I have like, where I also have if it's plural or singular here, by someone that, by people that have some more, see, that was number 2, and what was it, 7 or something like that. Let's see here. Maybe I should just, let's see here. It's 14, okay. 14. It doesn't really say if it's plural or singular. I thought maybe I have it on the computer, but let's see here. Still doesn't. It seems to be wrong. Still, oh, it's 5. But I do seem to have issues anyway, so might not work. 14. Let's try this. I thought that was, it just says verb or something. I'm not sure about I guess noun. I'm still not sure in regards to what the the verb, noun, and so forward. I'm still I wasn't really that much in. I had problems with all the Anyway, it's just I'm babbling. Sorry about that. Vayomer sa. Okay, here we have Vayomer za zeva Yehovah el Yehoshua. So let's see, and said the captain again of the host is again singular as I understand it. Sadly, I can't see it in this. Apparently, let's see if we can actually. Maybe this one does. Okay. Vayomer lo ki ani I have chief. That's let's see if it actually no, it doesn't open up. Maybe it's broke or something like that. I thought there was something in regards of no. It might be broke. No, here we go. Okay, so we push on. Okay, so we have subs, male, singular, a person, NA. I can't remember what's NA is. Or something like, it's not there. Or not valid or something like that. I looked it up at some point. But state C, I'm not sure what that is. But so this is singular. Well, we didn't have any problem with that. But then we have seva, and that's singular as well. So we have part of speech, subs. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Gender, male, singular, and C. And then you have Yehovah. They translate it as Yehovah. I'm not entirely oh, here we have something. RCAB, I'm sure this stands for something. But again, I don't know how that works out. Yeah. I'm not sure what we can use that for. But anyway, we can see it's singular according to this Ziva. Ziva, yep. So, I am come as a chief host. So you have the King James Version again. And he said, nay, but as captain of the... And actually, we could check the Greek as well. Of course, we have the LXE here. And he said to him, I am now come, the chief... They actually use chief here. That's nice. That's very nice. But they also use captain, apparently. Chief captain. I don't think it's necessary. And the King James does it as well some of the times. Where it fix two words, but it's just chief. Chief would work pretty good because it is the chief. And also I guess in regards of they have these tribes as well, and chief would be understanding in regards of what a chief is in regards of a tribe, right? And of course we have the kings, and where the translators try to renew the instead of just being like a child. And he said to him, I am now come, the chief captain of the host of the Lord, which is Yehovah. And Joshua fell on his face upon the earth and said to him, let's try again. I need to turn that off. I think you can actually, if I remember correctly, you can actually turn that off in this program. You have a lot of the features where you can say no. But again, after I deleted the old version and lost the settings and all that, and I really didn't fix anything because I think it's because I have the Aramaic test modules that might actually be the case, but I haven't really gone to the point of actually trying it out. If it's actually those and removing them, there's a lot of things to do and all that. So, and Joshua fell on his face upon the earth and said to him, "Oh, the network is. Oh, we're gonna try to upgrade it here, but still, let's try to." Okay, I think we are running again. It still says the network is poor, which is really, really weird because now it has like 4G and has full signal. So again, it seems to have issues with this program. And again, I should probably stop doing these live recordings and just make videos. And maybe I should just put focus on more many of these videos I make is just on the just going around and studying this and that and all that. And we have a battery problem as well, and yeah, it's just of course I could give it some juice. It doesn't really give that much, but a little. It doesn't really charge very quickly when you actually put it in when it's ongoing, because of all these so-called smart technologies. And he said to him, let's go back to the Bible. And he said to him, "I'm now calm the chief captain." Again, I would just put chief, but at least they put chief in it. So, of the host of the Lord, Jehovah, And Joshua fell on his face upon the earth and said to him, "Lord, what commandest thou thy servant?" And I think Lord is actually correct there, if I remember correctly. And the captain of the Lord's host, of Jehovah's host, said, so here we actually, we see the singular, said to Joshua, "Loose thy shoe off thy feet, for the place wherein thou now standest is holy." And then you have the weirdness of, a chapter of, what is it called? The chapter thing. And it doesn't work because the story continues. So apparently there's some omitted text here, but anyway. And Jehovah said to Joshua, "Behold, I deliver Jericho unto thy power and its king." Anyway, we have but again, the chapter of divisions is just totally broke. That's very sad. It's very sad to see. So let's see. I think it should be redone. It's terrible bad. It destroys. Some of the where you would realize something, and it destroys it because again people think when there's a chapter it just stops. Full stop. But no, not in the Bible. You have to discern. So let's see here. Let's go to chapter 5, was it right? So anyway, and he said, "Nay, lo, but as captain of the host of Jehovah am I now come." And Joshua fell on his face on the earth and did worship, and said unto him, "What said my Lord?" Again, it's Adon. So that's correct. I think it's actually singular at this place. "Unto his servant," and seems to be the same thing in Psalm 110, but I have a translation that actually translates that to Elohim, which is plural. I think it was Elohim, or maybe Adonai. I think it was actually Adonai, sorry. At least to a plural form, when in the Hebrew it's singular. So I'm not sure where they get that from. Just weird. Maybe they get it from the Aramaic, I don't know. At least it's, because you have the singular here. So sometimes the singular is used in regards of God. And we have the captain again, or the chief, and the chief of Jehovah's host, again singular. So we have twice, right? Yeah, host, a host, singular both times. Said unto Joshua, "Loose." So this is singular. Now, as I read yesterday, or actually today, according to the biblical thing, before sleeping, at the beginning of the day, in the nighttime, Seven Adventists said that, this angel or man comes as the host of, the angels of the, spiritual world. As we see, Michael is also fighting in the book of Revelation in regards of the, Satan and his angels. So it seems like the Seventh Adventists actually believe that this host is coming as the captain of the angels of the host of Jehovah. And I had some issues with that, and I'm looking into it. I'm, growing still and trying to figure out what is going on and all that. But the thing is, when I do a search, and we have to open this, I'm not sure why it's, when I search, it has a way of, I should probably write them, but, we have to go to the, when you take the, the AISB, there we go. Okay. And standard and search. Now we get a lot of pages here. But here we have Ziva'am. So we're finished thus the heavens and the earth and all, all of the host. They use the word host. I'm not sure if I looked into it in regards of what other names maybe could be used. Let's see if we have it here. And, apparently I've gone away from it. Let's see, recent. Fellowship. Yeah, in regards of, I was looking into fellowship. Of course, I'm actually in the wrong home. Let's see, home here. Fellowship. And I was looking into company, fellowship, because it seems to be more like, companionship, friendly association, a group of people with the same interest, company, and also company seems to be a good word as well, because it doesn't really seem like it has to be in regards of a war thing. So I'm looking into that, but of course Genesis 2:1 in regards of all the host, all the company might sound a little, weird, or maybe in regards to the other words as fellowship. And all the fellowship, but I guess in regards of fellowship, you had different animals, different insects, and different groups. Group might actually also be a good word. Actually, a group, because it's a group, right? Group. That might be a thing that would work. A number of persons or things gathered closely together and forming a recognized unit. Yeah, that sounds cluster, a band, a group of houses, and so forth. Maybe a group would but I'm looking into it just to see what word would actually fit all the words. And you can see there's like 19 pages and 463 verses. So that's enough to, go into, and I still have some issue, the grammar. I'm still trying to figure out in regards to the grammar, but it's seva, you have seva, that's the singular, and then you have the sava'am, so you have an am ending. And I guess I actually have a paper of suffixes. See here, is that suffixes? No. Oh no, that should be here. Yeah, there we go. Now that was the prefixes. Where's the suffixes? The suffixes are here. Suffixes. And I guess it's just a matter of time when I hopefully am able to understand those suffixes and prefixes, but there's a lot. And let's see here. Arm. Then was it arm? That's third person plural, masculine possessive there. So, and their host, and all their host. That would work, and all their host, I think. Finished thus the heavens and the earth, and all their host. Yeah, that would work, their host. Their groups, all their, I'm trying to figure out a word that would fit. It's just a group. Groups could maybe, and all their groups of them. Groups in regards of, you have a group of dogs, group of, horses, a group of, insects of different kinds and so forward. it might work. I'm not, I'm trying to figure things. It's just not settle on anything. Just trying to figure out what would be the best word that could be used every single time. One single English word for one single Hebrew word, instead of all this craziness of using different words. But anyway, we have host at least. The problem is if you look up host in English, host is used for, like a host as at a company, or host at, at a place where they, for example, a party or a family together, there's one host that, and then we have in regards of host, what was that? Was something else as well. Host in regards of the Roman Catholic filthiness of their cookie Jesus. So it does, maybe it was a good word in the old days, but in our days where the things have changed and the words and all that, it's actually, it's a little weird how the language changes over time. I do wonder if Satan has a hand in that. If you have a Bible and you change the language of the people, then it becomes harder for the people to read the Bible because the language have changed and the meaning and so forward might have changed as well, instead of just keeping to, the old. But anyway, I don't know. But it's just so we have Sevao of his. Let's see here. Okay, Vaihi Hahiv. This is in regards of Avimelech, and there we see, in regards to singular, and it's his. He has his chief or Tsar, and they actually chief captain. They translated here, but you could just use chief. I think you don't need the captain here. So anyway, so the chief of his host, that's the chief of the host of Avimelech, is Pirol. And regards of host, so let's see here. I would think that, let me see if we can find if it's singular also in regards of the suffix. It does seem to be, here we have it. Third person singular masculine possessive, his host. Okay, we also have his. Okay, the chief of his, the English of course needs an of his host, but the chief then it will actually just be chief his host to Abraham, or unto Abraham. To Abraham. So you have some English words that seems to be added here and there. But anyway, you just have to be aware of that when you use. It's not this version or many of the versions I have, they are not perfect, but they are free, and that's and they can only get better as time goes forward, I think. Let's see here. So this is of his host and his third person. Singular, masculine, possessive. I'm not entirely sure what possessive and not possessive is and whatever. So that's still a lot to learn, but and there's a lot of learning in regards to the suffixes and the prefixes. I have a better understanding of the prefixes than the suffixes because I did research in regards to the name of Jehovah many weeks. And in regards to finding out in regards to the grammar and looking in regards to the Bible, how the grammar actually was when there was a Yod Sheva. Because the grammar, also all the grammar rules in itself has some things to say in regards to when there is a Yod Sheva. And I looked and tried to find all the the things that I could find in regards of Jehovah. And if it's going to follow all the other rules, and if we know it's actually a Yod Sheva in the beginning, it should be, like Li, or let's see if I can remember. We have, what do we have? We have Beth, so we have V or B. We have Lamed, that would be Li, and we have, it's hard to remember. But when I see them, I have a better. But it would be an li sound like lihova, or kihova, or vihova, bihova, and so forth. Anyway, and not la, as as Nehemiah would say. So, but I'm still trying to figure that out, looking into things and all that. But I used a lot of weeks on that, and but you have a way of forgetting as well. But it's just guess getting into it again. Anyway, I haven't really looked much of the suffixes, which is the words that is behind. You have the prefixes, which is before the word, and then you have suffixes, which is the last part of the word. And then you have infixes as well. I'm not sure how many there are those in Hebrew, but so we have seva'o, and apparently it's third persons and it's singular. And this is regards of the group or the host or the maybe army. I'm not sure how it could maybe be in regards of the army of, but it's trying to find a English word that could fit it. But here we have. Then Avimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahuzah, one of his friends, and Uphirol, the chief. Again we have chief captain of his army. Here they're translated as army. Chief captain of his army. That's interesting because the first time we see the word used in regards to, what was it, Siva, something like that, Siva. The first time we see the word used, it's not in regards of an army, it's in regards of the divisions, it seems, of the, all the things that is created. So, you couldn't put, it doesn't seem to me that you could put army at the beginning of, use that as army in regards to the beginning, when we see it up here in Genesis 2:1, let's see if we can see 2:1. And this is in regards to the 7-day creation. This is part of the first chapter, as I would say. The man that put in the chapters was, must have been drunk in wine or something like that. A little too much of the altar wine or something like that. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And you can see the Jews seems to have actually ended it correctly with a pay. And again, I still have to find out what is going on with all these. But it seems like when there's then there's a break in the Jewish scriptures. It seems like they understand it as a break. But still, I have to ask some Jews about that or something like that. Maybe Tovia can maybe he wants to answer that. I don't know. I don't know. It seems I've been written to some of the Jews and all that. They don't really always on the But they should know some of these things in regard. At least get some inputs in regards of it. But again, of course, be careful because but just or maybe I could just search on the internet. I should actually probably be able to find it. Actually, it's not Tovia. It's actually Tovia. I wrote to him and. In regards to the English, and it seems like he actually responded. So, Tovia. So it's actually Tovia, not Tovia. I'm not sure why they, he fixes it in, maybe it's in regards to the name of God and all that being in his name. I can't remember what it was. Actually, goodness of Jehovah, something like that. Or yes. Oh, it's the network status is poor. It's still complaining. Okay, so. Still complaining. Am I even on 4G? Let's see the settings. Settings should be alright. Yeah, auto 15 frames, even 15 frames. So I'm down on 15 frames. Maybe I should try to myself fix up the video quality. I guess it doesn't really matter much about the video quality as long as the voice gets through. Of course, it's still nice to see what is on the screen, but I guess I'll have to try to go a little lower to try to have it not upload too much. So anyway, we're finished, or maybe it's because the mobile is doing too much or something like that. That it's not really the connection, but the mobile itself that can't follow along. Not entirely sure, but of course I could maybe test that by. Well, anyway, it's just anyway. Ve'chulul hashemayim ve'haaretz ve'rol savaam. And again, here we let's see it in the King James. And thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Now this is before the fall and all that, so it seems weird to translate this word as army. So again, but they translate it as host, and then of course host seems to have different meanings. Hopefully I can find a better word in English for it, and that can replace all the places for it. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested. And of course, we have a problem here in regards to the seventh day, as far as I know. And you can look on other translations and actually find out that this was actually the number 6. And on the sixth day, God ended his work, which is, he created everything in 6 days, right? And also a scripture in the Bible also talks about in 6 days and on the seventh day and so forth. So it seems to actually but we still understand it. It's the Masoretic text that has 7. I don't know if other manuscripts of the Hebrew manuscripts actually have 6. It could be. I know that the Jew that became a Christian, that made his own version of the Bible and all that, and it seems he was actually looking in Hebrew manuscripts and find variations in the manuscripts. We're talking about not immensely big changes, but in regards to the name of Jehovah, he says that some manuscripts have the name here, but we don't have it here, and so forward. And he find all these 100 and something times where the name actually should be 134 times or something like that. I have the documentation as well, because I was told that he never there was no document in regards of it and all that. So the books actually came online and I could research it myself, and it was exactly there where it was. And the guy that said he actually had these books and had checked and all that and couldn't find it and all that, said it wasn't there and all that, and but it was. You have to be very careful by trusting people in regards of it's always nice to confirm the information. The problem is I couldn't really confirm the information because I couldn't get the books. So at that point, the books apparently had been released on the internet, so I could look into them myself. Okay, and actually an English version. I didn't know there was an English version of them, and apparently there is. Anyway, getting back to the things. So let's go back to here we have a problem. It jumps back to so you need to set it on standard and research. It's just because then you don't get the Nikud. So by the way, we need to get back to the. Sorry if I'm babbling a little, it's my brain is, mostly not, it's a huge amount of information, and it tends to, get a little, I tend to strain my brain. Here we have, and his host. I'm not good at actually taking a break, in regards of my brain. So there's so many things that we don't know and all that, and I'm not that I'm a slow but I guess I'm like a tractor going slowly but surely, hopefully. Takes time, but not like a fast car. Okay, let's get to the point. I'm getting. So we have usevao and his host, and the u is just and. That's a prefix, and that's the vav. Is meaning and as a prefix, but it can actually be a v or u. I'm not sure if it actually can be other sounds, but it depends. It depends on the word before it and the letter before it and so forward. Here we have usivaot or it can actually be v as well. So you have v and u and you have ver. But it's meaning the same thing. And again, it depends on what is before the word. In regards to the letter before it. So that's yod sheva is a v. I'm not sure in regards to the u or the v, but anyway. But you have different. I have a lesiv or tam, and this is if I remember plural. Okay, we actually went a little too far. Okay, let's see. Okay, that was singular, 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 and singular. It was third person singular. In regards to that. So we have the singular in regards, and his host and those that was numbered 7, they're all 50,400. I'm not sure what that actually is talking about, but it's singular. Let's see, and his host. That's in regards to one of the tribes, apparently. And here we have, you can see the word captain here, and what Hebrew word is actually there. We have venasi. Well, this is not in regards to sa, is it? And yet they translate sa in the as the Hebrew word to captain as well. But here we have captain as well, where it's venasi. Might actually be better translated to like a leader, maybe. But they have different. But a leader might actually, because if you actually have one word that you translate it as, for example, chief. You wouldn't use chief as of the same word, of the same Hebrew word. You would use something else, I think. And it is like a leader of the tribe, I think, here. Let's see if we can... King James Version. Why is it not going to the King James Version? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's me that is... No, this is the Hebrew. This is not the King James. Let's take another one. There we go. Let's see what it was. And his army with his registered ones, 57,000. Where was it in regards of the leader? They actually translate as leader here. Very nice, actually. So that's I would it seems like my conclusion in some sense, at least in the first conclusion, or the where it was going. Leader seems to be a good yeah. So anyway, would be nice to actually go to the King James here. There we go. And his host and those that were numbered and so forth. Then the tribe of Zebulun and Eliab, the son of Chelon, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm getting this right. Chelon, yeah, shall be captain. Again, they use captain. So again, you have captain, but it's nasi, which is a different word than the Hebrew word sa. So it must have a different meaning, I would think. It's like made and created. You have bara and you have... I can't remember the other one, but you have created, I think that's bara, and then you have a word for made, and they're interchangeable, but still two different words, and you shouldn't translate as, you should translate them as two different words, created and made seems to be pretty good, but still something to look into, there's a long, long way to, but the more mosquitoes we can smash, the better, I hate mosquitoes, when you have actually been out in nature and been, sucked dry of these mosquitoes, just attacking you from every angle and all that, you're not really fond of mosquitoes anymore. I remember if I had been God at that point, I would have destroyed every single mosquito in the world. I was so angry. They were just eating me up. Anyway, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them, still singular, singular, singular. We actually, there we go. Let's try to go. Okay. There seems to be some problem. Oh no, there we go. Or maybe it's just my brain. Maybe I should get some water or something like that. Now let's see here. Of his, thus they made a covenant of Beersheba. Then Avimelech rose up, and behold, the chief captain of his host. So this is the chief. You don't need captain there. You just need chief. Chief of his host. And the question is of the host. What is his host? Is the host his army? Or the people, Yeah, because you see, for example, I'm not sure if we're going to see that in the story or something like that. Now, that would be Genesis, but I don't think we see anything but, what is it called? Joseph is set as the second of Pharaoh over all the country, so he would be, a chief over all his host, I would think. But I'm not sure what words they actually use, because that should be, but it's not. It doesn't seem like there's any words, and I haven't looked closer into it. But if I remember correctly, that is in Genesis. Yeah. It is in no. Yeah. It's in Genesis. Oh, my brain is fried. Sometimes you just need to have time, and the brain will begin to sort the information out and all that. It's very incredible, actually, that you can sometimes just, study something, and then the brain itself will begin to fix things into order without you actually, or maybe it's the soul or something like that. Anyways, it's complicated. It's a complicated machine in some sense that we have. Spirit, body, and soul. Thus they made a covenant of Beersheba. Then Avimelech rose up. Then behold, the chief captain, or the chief of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. That is in regards to the Philistines. What's it called in Hebrew? Actually, Philistia. Then Avimelech went to him from Gerar, and Asu said, one of his, this is a little, it springs a little. Then Avimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahusath, one of his friends, and Pihol, the chief captain of his army. I think actually it's two different accounts, maybe. Wasn't there something in regards of Abraham and then Yitzhak, or Isaac? Where Isaac is in the land of the Philistines, and then they get him out because he has become too great or something like that, and then they come up and want to make a pact with him. And of course, before that we have Abraham. I think there was something going on, so it might be, I'm not entirely sure. But in any case, we have the same word translated as host, an army, and still singular. Then we go to Exodus 6:26. As the second book of Moses. These are that Aaron and Moshe, to whom Jehovah said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Mitzrayim, according to their armies. Again, here they use armies, but it's the same word, but it's plural. Now the thing is, what I'm looking at is in regards, I thought it was the same, in regards of the captain of the host. I have now come as the chief of the host, which is the word Sah in Hebrew. I've come as the chief of the host, but the host is singular. Now I'm thinking, wouldn't the chief, the chief of the host actually be the chief of the host or armies in plural if it was talking about Israel? Because Israel has 12 tribes, right? And we see in regards of, we see that they're actually according to the host, plural. So, but it would make sense if the prince or the captain, the chief. Again, chief I think seems to be the best English word. The chief of the host, or the, what shall we say? Maybe the other words with the group. The chief of the, what was it I got? It's just the chief of the fellowship, or the chief of, what was another word? Didn't we have a company? Company again might, but I still, in regard to the first place of the book of Moses, it seems a little weird to maybe translate as company, of all the companies, instead of all the fellowships. Might also seems a little weird. Maybe all the groups, that we have the groups again. Again, groups might be, it is a group, right? So, and the group has, an army could be a group, right? And a people could be a group. So it is a little more widened in its interpretation, and you could actually see, from the context, I guess, when you read the Bible, what it actually is. So anyway, these are Aaron and Moses, to whom Jehovah said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt, according to the armies or host or, groups. So when Jehovah takes them out, let's see, these are that Aaron and Moses, to whom Jehovah said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt, according to their groups, in regards of some of let's see, Benjamin, some of in regards of wow, I can't even remember, but the 12 tribes, right? And then of course you have a group, it seems, also from which have many Gentile group coming out. But anyway, let's see here. Next here is, but Pharaoh shall not. Let's see, actually, Pharaoh in the Hebrew, Paro, and but Paro, or Pharaoh, shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Mitzrayim, that's Egypt, and bring forth my armies. Bring forth my, host. And here they also have like company, battle, company, host, service, soldiers. And we have problems in regards of upload here. Even if I have it on 4G, there shouldn't be any problem in regards of the upload. I don't understand it. I'm more inclined to believe that it's the mobile that is the problem than the connection, because, usually have full signal. And full signal should not make any issue. And I only have 15 frames. And I haven't actually checked how that actually look on Facebook. But maybe I should try to set the quality. It's now on auto, and try to set it down or something like that. But I'm not sure if the quality is set down, if it actually uses more CPU power. Or, so. Because that may be the problem. Because maybe the CPU cannot follow along or something like that. I don't know. It could, of course, if I had a program that I could burn the CPU in some sense, make it really work hard, and see if it would actually make these issues, because then it wouldn't be the connection, it would be the CPU not following along. Anyway, sorry, getting off topic. But Pharaoh, I'm trying to stay on the road, but just. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, and bring forth my armies. Again, armies, it's Ziva, and we can look in the Hebrew. Actually, very annoying that I should probably set that off in regards of having the whole screen. It just makes more clicks, and I don't need the whole screen. There we go. Don't put it on full screen, please. So, Vayoma Yehovah el Moshe, Re'e netatira Elohim, that's also plural, so that's actually gods. I have made, let's see here, said Jehovah to Moshe, see, I have made thee gods to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother become thy brother, yea, become yea. Okay, that's also in regards to the name of God. You know, we have multiple sources of Jewish non-believing sources saying that the name of Jehovah means, let's see here, Haya, Hove, Yeh. So, you know, become, you know, as Yeshua says, no, let's see. Oh, it's the book of Revelation where he used, you know, God Almighty who was, is, and is to come. There we go. So that seems to be pretty much the same as in the Hebrew in regards of Haya, Hove, Yeh, apparently. So the Jewish, non-believing Jewish sources, we have multiple sources saying that's the case. We also have Christians, I've heard Christian sources as well. Anyway, Neviecha shall be thy prophet. Again, in regards of gods, you know, people would, you know, they translated usually singular, and of course Moses is still just one, but it's translated as is actually plural. But I guess one could maybe think of, you know, body and soul maybe, or something like that, you know. I don't know. But it is a plural, you know, it's plural in the Hebrew. And if we know that we also have the Father and Son, and we see the plural used in Hebrew, well, and we know that the Father and, you know, the Son was with the Father from the very beginning, and we have the plural, you know, words. I think at least the translator should translate as plural and let the you know, reader decide. We have some translations that actually just put Elohim in regards of the Hebrew, and then people can, you know, decide, I guess. And that, I guess that's at least one step in the direction. I probably would translate it as plural as far as it goes for now. Maybe I'll get, you know, maybe in the future I'll maybe understand why they would translate it single instead of plural. But we know there are two. And we know, for example, Shema Yisrael Yehovah Eloheinu is our gods, plural. And then it says Yehovah Echad, Yehovah one. And we know Yeshua says, me and my Father are one. Here we have two, but they are one. So it would make sense that Eloheinu is actually plural, because there are at least two. You know, there's the Father and the Son, and of course there is their Spirit. Anyway, you know, I think it's John 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 that you know, that has a good explanation about these things. We see it all through the Bible, but you know, John 13 to 17 is like very very focused on, you know, Yeshua is speaking on the things. I think also the children of Jehovah is there, but you know, the twist that people tend to forget, because we are now in the Son and the Son is in the Father, so we are in them and they are in us by the Holy Spirit, by the Spirit of truth. Anyway, and we have then passed from death to life. So anyway, it's not, it doesn't, maybe it's not, it's, you know, some people think that, I'm not sure as if it's that really that complicated. At least, you know, if you go into studying the Bible with the idea that you cannot understand this doctrine, you know, you might not understand it, you know, but I think it's, you know, if you go in and you know, believe that it's actually, you know, I think you can get a good idea of what Yeshua is talking about. He is our master and teacher, right? And he's very good at teaching, you know. I would say he would be the best teacher we can have, and of course only teacher we should actually have. You know, don't call anyone rabbi but him, you know. And I was like great teacher or something like that. Anyway, can't remember. I might be wrong in regard, you know, it's just trying the best that I can with what I have. So here we have Zero Tom, and Tom, do we actually have That's a prefix. So we have the word again. So these are we have the same Aharon and Umoshe. Asher Amar Yehovah Elohim. That's also a mistranslation here. They translated to the plural Adon, which is then Adonai, and so forth. It's just horrible. That anyone could do this is just disgusting. I find it's really disgusting that any translator could honestly translate, or knowing that this is not Adonai, just mistranslate it nearly 7,000 times. It's just disgusting. It's just spitting on scripture, I think. Anyway, or spitting on the one that actually inspired the scriptures. Anyway, let's see here. Lahem ho siu, and of course now the program have done this annoying thing where it changes, where you don't have the nikuds, which is very annoying because I can't read it without the nikuds. So okay, we had Lahem hosiu et bnei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim al sivotam. And there we have like a tam ending. And I have a paper here. I'll try to 2 seconds. I try to see if we can find the ending here. We have suffixes in Hebrew. This is from Wikipedia. Actually, I must say, even if Wikipedia might have something in regard, but they are they are really, they have lots of information. It's a good. I use it a lot. I really do. Okay, we have that's construct states. Seems to be a lot of these suffixes. Chirek and yod, first person, singular, possess. Now, so we have tam. That's arm. Arm. Is it arm? No, it's like a T, right? It's like C-O-tam. Zivotam. So that's like a T and there's an M. There is this in regards to first person plural, masculine possessive, their armies. That seems to actually, but there's no T in it. So I'm not sure what the T actually comes from. It seems to be a suffix of some kind, at least. Let's see if we can, there's more suffixes. There's like an empty page in the middle of it, like page 4. It says plural nouns and just empty page, I have a Hebrew book that I should actually begin to in regards of biblical Hebrew and all that. I think it also have some of the, or have maybe all of the grammar rules. But anyway, let's see here. I can't seem to find it. Carl Perfect. I have no idea what Carl Perfect is, but it says it's conjunction of verbs. It has some T in it. Did it actually? Yeah, it has a tav. Okay, so I have a tav and tav. Do we have like? Oh, here we go. It seems no, because that's an E sound. That's a sigul. But I actually had a tav and a mem, so that would fit, but wrong. So it says it's like second person masculine, you did, and so forward. No. So I'm not sure why the T is there, but this seems to translate into the army, so it seems to be plural at least. There's so many endings. I don't know about the T, but at least it seems to be the plural form, and that's also how they translate it. And their army seems to be the R sound and the M. I'm not sure if that's again not entirely sure what's going on. So, but anyway, plural. So the children of Israel from the land of Egypt, from the land of Mitzrayim, according to the, I think actually, isn't that, no, according, okay, according to the armies, or the host, or the groups, again, group could be used, right? Or maybe, what was the other words here, group, no, let's see, host, yeah, host, no, host. Fellowship, and the other one, group. We had group here, but that was all. Anyway, yeah. Okay, let's just keep to group. I think group is, at least it could be translated as group. So let's see the next one. Velo yishma alechem pa. And I just remember that the Hebrew is written this direction, but you read it this direction at this point, and it has a way of changing it when you actually go into this book. Yeah, it's a little hard, it's a little confusion, but anyway. Oh, it's getting hot. It's really getting hot. I think I need some water. That's a little too small. 2 seconds. I need some water. It's getting hot in here. I guess it's beginning to become summer. Oh. That was good. Good with some water. There we go. Okay. So, let's see here. I'm struggling to get to the point, it seems. Okay. So we have Siva'o, plural. We have Sivotam. Siva'o was singular. Sivotam was plural. And we have Sivote. Then we have a T on it as well, but we have an A and an I. See if we can find it in the suffix thing here. There was a chapter where you had a lot of these T thing, I think it was. I should have printed out smaller. It's like, a lot of pictures, and you just need to. Here we have tie. It's like tie. Oh no, this is T. Sorry. Again, I'm not sure if there's like two suffixes on it, but it still seems to be plural. The problem is I have a tav in the behind and I have a yod, but if it's singular, it's T, but it's not singular. And it should be an A sound as well. So maybe there's two suffixes. There can be more prefixes on. So I guess there could be more suffixes on as well. So tie. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a little hard. But anyway, the translation says plural. Et vehoseti, and that would make sense, wouldn't it? But Pharaoh, unto you that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth my armies or my groups. Again, my groups or my tribes. Now, well, I don't know in regard to tribes. Maybe tribe. At least it's in the direction. Tribe is just right here. Tribe. Group. And fellowship. And we had a last one, tribe, group, fellowship, and we had one last one I was thinking of, but I can't remember. Where is it? Don't need that. Up here maybe. Recent. No. Company? Oh yeah, company. Company. Anyway, that's different suggestions for the word. Oh, oops. But again, tribe, group might in regards to bring forth my tribes. It's a tribe, isn't it? So, but Pharaoh unto you that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine tribes, my groups. Groups have seemed still to, and my people, the Vinay, that's, what is that? Is that, okay, Vinay, the children of Israel, and I need to, you always have this and that and all that, okay. So the children of Israel, Me'eretz of the land of Egypt, Mitzrayim, Bishfatim, judgment by great, Gedolim, okay, yeah. By great judgment, I guess. I guess that would be plural, right? I'm not sure, but it is an EM ending. And Gedol is great, but so that was like a plural by greatness, maybe? Greatness of judgment. That's judgment is also plural. By greatness of judgment, yeah. Because there's, I guess there's multiple judgments on Egypt in regards to the 10 plagues, which I can't remember, but you have the blood in regards of the water, you have you have the small insects, bites and all that, and then you have the jumpers, the grasshoppers or the locust. Then you have the death of animals, that's 4. And you have the rain, that's 5, in regards of fire and what's it, fire and ice or something like that. Yeah, of course you have the death of the children, that would be the last one. And the sickness thing where there's like boils or something like that. Anyway, I'm empty in regards of, but it pretty much destroys the whole of Egypt, and of course the whole army of Egypt is then destroyed as well by the messenger, which is Jehovah, that looks down from the pillar of fire and destroys the whole army. Ushematem et hamatzot Ki be'etzem hayom hase hoseti et sivoterem, your armies. So here we have a lot of suffixes. Zivo, and then you have te, and then you have chem. And chem was like plural, I think, but I'm not sure in regards to the te thing. But me'eretz mitzrayim ushematem et hayom hase, let's see here. Unleavened bread, for in this same day, that was to be the first day of unleavened bread, that's the Passover, where they eat the Passover. This have I brought your armies, or your groups, or your tribes. Again, tribe. In regards to animal tribes, host, tribe, in the beginning, that all the tribes was, a tribe of animals. Could you say that? A tribe of animals? Is a cow flock a tribe of animals? I don't know if you could, would angels be a tribe of angels, a tribe of man, a tribe of, because I think it was the plural, right? And all the host of them. I'm not sure if that's actually, that might be singular. And all the host of them, all the, and all the group of them, and all the group of the Shemaims and the earth. All the group, all the host, it might actually be singular. So all the group, all the tribe of the heavens and the earth. Could that work? That seems all the tribe of the heavens and the earth. Yeah, well, I don't know. I have to figure that out at some point. But anyway, at least we're getting into more of the word. So, but I have still a lot to look into in regards of the word. Where do we go here? According to the army, mine armies, okay? But, okay, let's see. Shall not hearken when but Pharaoh unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies. But here actually Jehovah says these is his armies, right? But Pharaoh, I guess it would be Jehovah talking here. Let's see if we can go back to the king here. But let's see, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart. That would be God, right? Hardening Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs. So these are signs. Sign, signal, okay. And my wonders, wonder, sign, miracle in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth my armies, or my host, or my groups, my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And that's plural, I think, by Gedolim, right? Of the greatness of judgments or something like that. I don't know. But it's interesting to say that mine army, so this is his groups, his people, his tribes, mine tribes, and my people, the children of Israel. That's, I think. Below Yishma Elechem Pa'o Venatati, then I may lay et Yada, my hand, bemitz. It's like, okay, apparently I'm pawn here. Bemitzraim veruseti, and bring forth et sivate, my armies, mine armies. If that's the right translation, then it talks about it. So it, my armies, and it are me. So that would be okay. So it are me. It's funny that it's not actually and. It's it sivote it are me. So it seems like maybe there's a more connection that my people is the armies. In the beginning, so you have Bereshit bara Elohim et hashemayim ve'et haaretz. There you have Bereshit in the beginning. Bereshit bara created the gods, Elohim. Bereshit bara Elohim et. There we have the it, hashemayim, the heavens, ve'et, and the earth. But here we have like vehoseti et sivoti et ami. I'm sorry, et sivote and et ami. Maybe that's more like a link of those armies or tribes or groups or host or company of fellowship, or it's actually his people, the children of Israel, of the land of Mitzrayim. Okay, so that would make sense, but that's still plural. So I don't know how the thing is in regard to that angel, because it seems to be the, singular. Oops. So there we go. Let's see here. And apparently that's something that is bad with the program. It turns off the Nikud. So you need to go in here again, put on standard and do a search again, and then you need to find the place again. Very annoying and very bad. It's just sad. You would have the program working with you, not against you, right? So maybe it's just a fluke or something like that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, mipem esrim shana v'mala kol yoseh zeva to war. Okay, all from 20 years and upward toward all that are able to go forth. And here we have the same word in regards of war, but maybe go forth as a group. At least it's zeva. It seems to be the same word, but it's they translate to war. All from 20 years and upward, whoever that are able to go forth to war. So it's a little hard to, because that I guess that is true, that all of the people from, from 20 years and up is, fixed in regards of, to go to war. So not sure how that works out, how one would, in Israel shall number or term them by their armies, we have plural, sivo, here is siva. So I'm not sure in regards to siva what it actually is. The zava seems to be the original one, word that the others comes from or stem from. But the others, it's a little hard to figure out. Let's see votam them by the armies, that's plural apparently. We have le, which is a prefix, and then we have the tam, which is a suffix, and I think that was the one in regards of their armies. So to their armies. Not sure in regards to the otam, and it doesn't really it's just apparently it. So it's like, okay, it. Etam, not sure what that, I guess that would be something extra in the otam, as it has an ending. But it has like the same ending of the, so it has like a double there or something like that. I don't know. You, thou, and Aharon. Okay, let's see here. What do we have next here? Here we have in regards of going to war. Again, all that were able to go forth to war. And we have war again, war again, war again, war again, war again, and probably, war. It could be interesting to see what some of the translations had actually translated this to. So let's take a compare. Everyone going forth in the force. Okay. Going forth to go out service. Sava. Okay. No. Yeah, okay. Service. Now we have a break in the candle of the module. Again, some breakage in regards to these modules. Very annoying, and breaks other things apparently. It seems. Here we have the war in regards of Geneva. Have problems loading that module. Very annoying. I have to fix it. That's war. Goes out with the host. Here we see it. Everyone that goes out with the host, that is the the Greek translation. Go out with the tribe, go out with the company. Company would, I guess, go out with fellowship or group, go out, just all that can go out. Oh yeah, in regards of going out, I think I actually had some good translation for that, that goes out. Yeah, I don't know. All going forth to war, all going forth to the army. War, able to go to war, to go to battles, okay. Let's get to the... I think I had a good translation before I started this video where I was looking, whoever you say all that were able to go forth to war, that were able to go forth, all that were able to go forth, all, that's all, and what's this, like, go out, all the group that can go out or something. I think I had a good translation for it beforehand, before I started the video, where actually, all that were able to go forth, of the group or something like that. All that, all that was, let's see here. V'nei Yisrael levet avotam mi ben esrim, that's 20 sana years. Vamale, and upward, kol, that's all that is able, apparently that's able, that is to go out, all that can go out as a group in Israel or something, like maybe or as a tribe or as a company or as a fellowship. So all the company that can go out in it doesn't really work. I had something that was seemingly working before I started the video, but anyway, in any case, you see it's just something to work on. Now here we have the plural form. Let's see, that's probably, we have talked, they talk about, all these different hosts in regards to singular of the different tribes. And then it says, we, shall pitch their tents, and the children of Israel, every man his own, by his own camp. Camp, yeah. Ve'is, and every man, or al diglo, actually that's actually a banner. So I have some issues with the translations here as well. As his banner throughout their groups or tribes or company or fellowship, something like that, I would think, or host. But that's the plural form apparently here. So we see all the, because there's multiple. So when Yehovah uses singular, when the man and messenger of the host or the company or the fellowship or the tribe comes as the chief of this host, if he was talking about Israel, I guess he maybe could use singular, but wouldn't it be more like, using plural if you already have used plural in regards of the host beforehand? So, could it be in regards of the heavenly host, being the chief of the angels? So when the Israelites goes forward to war, Jehovah, the chief of the host, goes to war with them, and thereby they win very easily because the angels of the host is with them in regards of the chief, the chief being Jehovah going with them in front of them, so they can destroy the enemies very easily. I don't know. It's just, yeah. So here we have, of Yehudah throughout the armies. Let's see here. Pitch, and on the east side toward the rising sun. That's a problem again in regards to the translation, because it seems to be banner. It's a banner. It's like a flag apparently. Let's see here, of the camp. Shall they of the standard of the camp, Mecha or Mechene, maybe Mechene or Mechan. Yeah, I don't have the nekuts here. Oh, did I have the nekuts or did it remove it? No. See, le yitz, but of course that's have the prefixes and some, and the suffix. It seems also in regards of tam there. I think it's tam that was there, right? And le is like 2 or 4. So 2, 4. Of the groups, their armies, to their armies, maybe, of Judah to the armies. Well, that's plural. Is that actually? I need to see the. I might be a little lightheaded now, so maybe I should just stop. And on the east side, toward the rising of the sun, again, have the banner. Shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout the armies? Pitched throughout. Is that in regards of the whole of Israel or just Judah? And Nashon, the the son of Aminadav, shall be captain of the children. I see, Sa maybe? No, not C. So that's another word. That's leader. I would more likely a leader of the children of Judah. But I'm not sure why they use the plural form here in regards of. And Jehovah spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign, that's a flag or maybe or something like that, the signal, flag maybe of their father's house, far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. And on the east side toward the rising of the sun, again, that seems to be, but that seems, the sun seems to, east in regards of, there's something in regards of, but, you forget the banner, the flag, I'm not sure. They of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout the armies. But, are they using armies in regards of Judah only, or? And Nashon, the son of Amminadab, shall be captain or leader. I would use leader here. And again, they translate yeah. Now you can go back to the King James and see what words they translated to. Anyway, I think I need a break. At least let's take some more water here. It's just let's go here. Let's see. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 314,600. I guess you could have in some sense armies in an army as well. In regards of having, I don't know. It's just, and his host and those that were numbered thereof. Here we have singular, I think. So here we have the host, singular, and those that went. So maybe the 12 tribes could be mentioned at one host. It's I don't know. I'm getting a little. Then the tribe of Zebulun, and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be, again, leader, I would think, leader, something like that. Natsi, leader of the children of Zebulun. And his host and those that were numbered thereof were 57,400. All that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000 and fourscore thousand and 6,400, and throughout the armies these shall first set forth. And throughout the armies, what is that word? That's in regards of, again, the throughout the armies shall first set forth. So that is in regards of the plural of Israel's armies or tribes or groups and all that. On the south side shall be standard of the camp of Reuben according to the armies, and the captain of the children of Reuben. Again, the leader of the children of Reuben shall be Eleazar, the son of Shedera, or something like that. But I'm not sure how, in regards of the leaders of these people, isn't there a lot of the people not actually getting into the land of that? No, maybe that's when do they actually get into the land of Israel? Isn't that in regards of in the next book or something like that? No, maybe they actually Exodus, they go out and maybe that's actually already, I can't remember where it actually talks about them actually going into the land. Oh, I need to study more, read more and all that. Still somewhat, the information still is not sticking. And his host and those that were numbered there were all for 46,500 years, and those which pitched by him shall be the tribe of Simeon, and the captain of the children of Simeon shall be Selumiel, the son of Shaddai. So, but we are told which, which leaders and so forward. Well, I have to stop now. 1 hour and I'm not sure if the mobile radiation or something like that. I just seems to be pretty lightheaded at the moment, and it's not really going good. So I'll stop now, at least on the uploading here. But have a good Shabbat Shalom and all that, and you can if you look on the angel, and one can do his own research in regards of the there's like 463 places where one can look in regards to this word and how it would actually. I'm not sure where it actually is. It's actually also used in Malachi. But ye are departed out of the way, ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, said Jehovah of hosts. That's actually plural, it seems. So Jehovah of hosts, again Jehovah of hosts. Is that in regards of the tribes, the 12 tribes? I would think so. But again, it's how does it work in regards of if Jesus is Michael, and we see him lead the heavenly host, well, it would be in regards of the Tsar, the captain, which is also used in regards of Tsar, as Michael is used as Tsar in the book of Daniel. He would be the one that would lead the angels, and of course we see that the Israelites wins easily over their enemies because this angel, this Tsar, this chief of the host is with them. But the question is if there's others with this chief of host, is there angels with him or something like that? I don't know. It's just it's a little hard because the Bible doesn't really. I don't think it really says directly, right? So. And we know one angel can kill off 185,000 really quickly, right? Just one angel. So maybe there's no need for more angels than this captain of the host. But if it's in regards of captain or the chief of the host, if it would not be Israel, then it has to be in regards to the angels, right? So because he's chief. It's just so. Oh my. But maybe it's just in regards to the Israelites. It could just be, that he's come as captain of the host in regards of Israel. But I'm curious that he wouldn't have used the plural form there if it was, because we see it all the places. Okay, and him that offered an offering unto Jehovah of hosts, again, Jehovah of hosts, and Jehovah will cut the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar after the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offered an offering unto Jehovah of hosts, and Jehovah of hosts. And we see all these Jehovah of hosts. Again, the thing is, are we talking about Israel or are we talking about heavenly host, Again, we use this plural here, so it seems that would be Israel, the 12 tribes. I'm done now. Sorry. Have a good day, all of you. I thought it would be easier, but apparently I'm somewhat confused. Somewhat lightheaded. Yeah. Have a good one, all of you, and Shabbat Shalom, and of course the week at the sunset, when the sunset hit, the first day of the week is there. And in regards to counting the Omer, it's like 35 now at the moment. I think the count is 35 at the moment when counting. And the next day would then be 36. So there's still some days for the festival of Shavuot, the festival of weeks. And again, there's still a lot, there's a lot of things to learn. But I guess it's going forward. But, there's so much. Yeah. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, in regards of, I was actually, the connection of the Nazis going back to Rome and all that. That was very interesting. I found a video where you have they have all these medals and all that. And you have the medals of Malta, which is in regard to the Knights of Malta going back to Rome. And you find, I found a video where there was huge amount of medals in regard to Malta, with the Nazi, the sun symbol, the swastika. in regards of in regards to Nazism, and of course you can find some of these leaders with this medal as well. Not only in regards of Nazism, but other leaders, having this symbol, working for the Antichrist. And of course that makes sense according to scripture, because all the kings, the whore rules over the kings of the earth, right? So, and the Bible should be true, right? So every road leads back to Rome. But it was very interesting to see all these signs that goes back to the Knights of Malta, and the Knights of Malta go back to Rome. So you see all these high-level dudes actually having this on them. And you see the connections with the Vatican. You see, you have different pointers here and there. You have these Christians in Germany that talks about that they remembered that the Antichrist was the so-called Pope, and thereby they would not conform to the Reich Church, the state church. Now, why would they ever come up with an idea that by joining the Reich Church or the state church, that it would actually be, succumbing to the Antichrist in Rome? Well, maybe because Hitler was a good Catholic, and that it was in regards of a Catholic movement. So you have all these small, pointers here and there and all that. Can't remember what these Christians was called in Germany at the moment, but it was where they made a statement and all that. I actually have it on my Facebook. Some of the decree that they made. But I was seeing from like a historian from a university, and he was really quickly over it in some sense. But it's, it's gold information, I think, in regards of, he's talking about different kinds, and then he's talking about this group of Christians, and in regards of Germany, and then he just, it's not that long that he actually, but he just, put this gold coins. Let's see here where it is. The Barman Declaration. Yeah, there's a lot of anti-Catholic things on my page. All, the so-called anti-Catholic. I don't, just because, trying to find out the truth and all that, and then you become anti-Catholic and, all the other words for they slander, well, what do you call it now? Not slander, but that's, I guess it's another word. But they, where they talk about that you are, anti-Catholic, you are this and that, try to stir you away from, so, here we have Franz von Papen was even more explicit when he said the Third Reich is the first world power, which not only acknowledges but also puts into practice the principles of the papacy. Yeah. They made a Reich Concordant in 1933. You can go look at that as well. And you have the Vatican Red Lines as well. So you have both the Vatican Red Lines, you have the Concordance in 1933. We know that Hitler was a Roman Catholic and his mother and father was Roman Catholics. And apparently both of them were Gentiles. They were not Jews, any of them as far as I understand it. Here we have, by the way, in regards to the Serbian Orthodox Massacre. This is a book from 1943. I haven't read it, but it's said to have some good things in regards of what actually happened, in regards of where Romanism, you see the teeth of Romanism. It was from another book that was free available that I read about that book. This is under the Nazis' rule, as I understand it. That they are doing these transgressions and murdering the Serbs, which are Orthodox. We also see the Orthodox being murdered in Russia. We see I think it's Orthodox Christians murdered in Turkey. That's in regards to the First World War. We have this huge Holocaust but again, I would say to any Christian or any confessing Christian, make a bonfire, a fire outside the church, and take all your idols and images and cookies and just put them on the fire. All the crucifixes and icons and all that. Doesn't matter how old they are and so forward, just take all of it and burn it. I'm thinking that God may actually also be using this system to maybe actually punish, these groups that commit adultery. But in any case, we see Turkey where the Armenians and Assyrians are persecuted. Again, we see Russia where Stalin and seems to go back to Rome as well. Actually, all these powers. It doesn't matter if the U.S. or England, the head leaders or Germany or Spain or Italy or Russia and all that in regards to World War II, it all seems to go back to Rome in one way or another. And of course, we know in regards of order out of chaos, right? Which is, in regards of the ordo ab chaos, in regards of the Freemasons, and you have the two-headed eagle, and order out of chaos. You make a lot of chaos by, you have two sides and all that. You get them together and you get a lot of people murdered and so forward. And from out of this chaos, from out of these wars, you get, what is it called, synthesis or something like that. You get what you want. And of course, in our days, we have Europe, we have the European Union, we have the United Nations, we have NATO. I think that's the three big ones that in regards of seemingly, again, going back to Rome, for world power in regards of the Antichrist and all that. Anyway, here we have something in regards to the free book, like wild animals. The Serbs were being rounded up everywhere on the streets, in their homes and offices, and from the fields and countryside. They were taken in trucks to the outskirts of the towns and cities and executed in mass. A great many of these unfortunate victims passed through most terrifying tortures and met death with a sigh of relief. Again, also it is interesting that I would still say to the Orthodox that they should burn their idols and images and all that, icons and all that. It's idolatry, but it's interesting to see that it seems to be they're killed off in Russia. They're killed off in this in regards to the Serbs. They're killed off in Turkey in the First World War, and it's just huge slaughter of these. Let's see here. After the slaughter, he promised to absolve the murderers of their deeds. For murder is not a sin if carried out in the interest of the Catholic Church. Yeah, and then we have the Catholic thing, or the Jesuits, in regards of the means justify the end. So you're allowed to do something as long as it's in regards of the end. The means justify the end, and order ab chaos, and many of the other sayings and all that. So, and of course, Jews are killed as well, and Hitler just did what the church have done for hundreds of years. Yeah, we have the book Ravening Wolves by Monica Farrell. We now know that 1.7 million Serbs were slaughtered by the Roman Catholic actionists between 1941 and 1945. But how did we actually not know about these things? Well, it seems like the Catholic propaganda machine have done a really good job at keeping us away from the truth, or the many truth. Let's see here. That's in regards to the Havara agreement, in some sense that Hitler created Israel or something like that. At least they made a deal with the Zionists. So anyway, but in any case, even if worldly powers are used to create Israel again, that's nothing new, because God have done that beforehand. So it's I would not go against Israel if I was if I was the Arabs, and the Mohammedans. It's really stupid to go against Israel. Okay, this is in regards to Mein Kampf. Adolf Hitler describing. Oh yeah, that was in regards to the flag. I'm not in agreement with that. If you just listens to the, look at it. If you was a Catholic and looked on the Hitler flag, it's a sun cookie symbol in regards of the Eucharist, of the sun worshipping religion of Romanism. In regards of Pontifex Maximus, the high priest of paganism and sun worship. Okay, where was the thing that I was looking for? The biggest, foulest, stinking thing the devil has ever pressed out is the poop. Let's see here. Oh, that's in regards of the God min uns, in regards of what the Nazis actually were wearing. For example, these buckle belts, or these bucklers for belts, where it says God is with us, or God with us. And you have the sun symbol, you have the Roman eagle, and you have the, as I understand it, that something I found out here. I was wondering what it was, but it's the laurels of victory, as I understand it. So it's the laurels of victory for the sun god and Rome in regards to the Roman eagle. We also see the eagle used in the U.S., but anyway, and the laurels. So anyway, you see Roman symbol, and of course the U.S. have had the Antichrist over at them, and everything seems to go downhill. No one knows anything in our days, it seems. Oh yeah, here we go. In regards of the Barmen declarations includes these six theses. The source of revelation is only the word of God, Jesus Christ. Any other possible source, earthly powers, for example, will not be accepted. And that was in regards to this movement. Here we go. The Confessing Church, German Bekennende Kirche, or something like that. I don't read German, but Bekennende Kirche was a movement within German Protestantism during Nazi Germany, which arose in opposition to government-sponsored efforts to unify all Protestant churches into a single pro-Nazi Protestant Reich Church. And of course, in regards to that, that's also Hitler. I think it's. I'm not sure if Hitler actually wrote that book, but in regards of Mein Kampf, it talks about that Catholics could sit with Protestants without any, we can't sit with Catholics, in regards of Catholicism is not Christianity. It is paganism, which proclaims itself to be Christian, and is headed by the pagan king and high priest of heathendom, of sun worship. Of course, we should not forget the Roman salute used by, that's in regards of the things connecting all these, Nazism to Roman Catholicism. You can see the flag where you have the cookie Jesus with a sun symbol in the middle in regards of the, what was it called? I can't remember the word now, but I just said it not long ago. But you have this cross in the middle, which symbolizes the sun. You can look that up. And then you have the round thing, which, if you are Catholic and know about the cookie Jesus, because that is what they really sets, in regards to Roman Catholics, that seems to be one of the, center things of the Catholic Church, this cookie Jesus. Of course, they have Maridolatry as well, and all that, and all the other things that they have wrong, and all that is bowing down before statues and making the upside cross before them, and the smoke thing, and kissing and bowing, and also in regards to the Pope, bowing down before the Pope and statues of him, or laying on the floor, and it's disgusting. Okay, so I'm not so sure what to do with myself at the moment. That was in regards of, just seeing all these abominable things. And people will say, no, Hitler didn't have anything. He wasn't the Catholics will try to, say that, no, Hitler was a good, he was a Catholic, but was he a Christian? And they try to turn it upside, to try to swirl it and all that. See here, the head of the SS was a Jesuit. That would make sense, as in regards of Heinrich Himmler seems to have been a Jesuit as well. We also have, I think it was Goering and the propaganda guy, seemingly also going back to like Catholicism. I think it was Goering where he's quoted in regards of, or maybe it's the other guy, Goering, or what is the guy? Yeah, I can't remember. I need, actually I remember being, when I was at the museum in Jerusalem, I remember pretty much passing over that place. They have a huge amount of information on that. But they have a section where they had a lot of information on that, and then the top Nazis. And I pretty much just passed over that because I didn't really see any idea of reading. I wasn't really interested in. But might have been actually a good thing maybe to just read a little about that. But anyway, if I get to Jerusalem at some point, I have some things to, at least I would check that out. Again, Holocaust is Holocaust is a burnt sacrifice, sacrifices to the God, the devil, I wonder. In regards of the Holocaust, in regards of a Jewish sacrifice offering, which was burned completely on an altar. So we call it the Holocaust, and we have a lot of these people being burned, right, in ovens and all that, by the Nazis, by the Catholic Nazis. So these two videos, by the way, are, is blocked in many countries and all that. It's very annoying. But one of the parts I saw was really, really, really awful. Because there you see them actually making an oath, and when you actually see the what's it called, the Pope has this small little army from Switzerland, I think it is, and when they take this oath, they do this special hand sign, and if you look on that hand sign and the hand sign of the Nazis, it does look a little familiar. Now, it doesn't look like. But I haven't really seen it, things in, there's probably videos of, no, actually, one of them was actually a video. But it does look peculiar the same, and they are making an oath to God and all that. But the question is, which God is it? Is it the God of the Bible who said that we shouldn't take an oath? And let your yes be yes and no be no. Don't take, anything else is from the devil or something like that. And maybe Yeshua said that because he knew the future. That might be the case. So even if they proclaim God and all that, it's not the God of the Bible. Even if they proclaim Yeshua, it's not, it's they may proclaim him, but, they're doing the will of Satan. That's another, oh my, this is so bad. You got to be kidding me, I can't see it. Such criminals withholding information. Looking for part 2, not sure if it's the correct one, I don't think so. As I think this part connects to another update, I think I got the correct one. In any case, I found it on another media, and that's in regards of Hitler and the Roman Catholic Church part 2. And there you see a lot of connections as well. Then you have the Nazis were Christians, part 1, as well. And it's hard to they seemingly don't want these informations to get out to the people that Hitler was a good Catholic, and Germany was Christian, so-called Christian, proclaimed Christian, and there was Catholics and Protestants in Germany. Also, we see Luther being used in regards of Luther and Hitler being used together in regards of going against the Jews. So, and it seems like a lot of Protestants fell for these things as well. And we just have to remember that Luther had a lot of issues, He still believed in the cookie Jesus. He still claimed to the Sunday instead of Saturday. He ended up getting a lot of people killed in regards to the peasants. He talks about that, he talks about him, writing that he, got them killed and all that. So he had a bloody pen in some sense. He was with, there was a lot of things that went wrong. But in regards of confessing that the Antichrist was the seat of the papacy, or the office and seat of the papacy, I think he was absolutely spot on. But, Andreas Karlstadt talks about Luther, Karlstadt getting thrown out of Wittenberg and so forward. And I think Luther had something to do with that in regards of using worldly powers to get Karlstadt kicked out of Wittenberg. Because Luther comes back and Karlstadt had continued the reforming back to the Bible, and Luther comes back and ends up turning back to Catholic falsehood, sadly. So again, it seems like the Lutherans are always promoting Luther and then slandering Karlstadt, so it's very sad, or belittling him, or calling him a radical, or extremist and so forward. Like it's bad to be an extremist, and Anyway, so there was a lot of issues going on for sure in regards of the beginning of the Reformation, and the Anabaptist was hunted down, and both the Lutheran wrote a document, and I think it was also the Calvinists and the Zwinglies. I think all of them persecuted the Anabaptists, and I think the Anabaptists actually got closest to the teaching of Yeshua. And they were persecuted, but not only by the Protestants, which should actually have supported them, and they were persecuted by the Catholic Church. And I have no idea how the Protestants could persecute the Anabaptists that just wanted to be, go in the way of Yeshua. So, and we see Luther talking about, in regards of free will and all that. And apparently that it seems to turn in regards of keeping to power instead. I'm not. There's a lot of things going on in regards to the Reformation. But if anyone wants to find the most wonderful people in regards to the Reformation, it would be the Amish, the Hutterites, and the Mennonites. Now, my favorite, as far as it goes, is the Hutterites. I think the Hutterites was, listening to this history where they send out two and two, and just wonderful. It seems to be the same thing that the Waldensians did in regards to spreading the good news before the Reformation. There was always people standing for the truth, it seems. I'm talking. I remember giving this idea that one of Hitler's parents was a Jew, and I'm not sure if it was his father or mother that this idea was, but I got this idea from somewhere that one of them was a Jew, but I can't remember which one it should have been, if it was his mother or father. But it seems like it's seemingly untrue, as both of them was Gentile Roman Catholics, and so was Hitler. But it seems to be a thing of Romanists and Jesuits to always blame the Jews and put out misinformation to lure people away from the real biblical enemy, that is to say Rome and the Roman man of death. It's also curious that people that begin to sniff out that Rome has something to do with it and all that, be careful, but because on any level, it seems, in regards of Christianity, there are wolves. Wolves in sheep clothing. And or some that has been misled, and I'm not but it seems like there's wolves out there set in place to the people that is beginning to find out in regards to the true things, and then they get to this guy, for example, and then he tries to lure you in the false direction, even if he has truth. And it's just it's just apparently one have to be careful for sure. But of course, that's not to say that one cannot use the information. But I had this wonderful webpage, and these two people that was doing a lot of research, it seems, as well, and they were pointing to Rome being and the Antichrist and so forward, and getting some good information. Now there's some of the information I don't agree with for sure, but there was some truth into it, absolutely, in regards to the Antichrist and Rome and all that. So, but then I find out that they begin to point to the Jews, and I'm like, they're pointing to Rome and the Antichrist, yet they try to stir you over to point to the Jews instead, and blame the Jews and all that. That seems just totally weird, how that, where they try to again, and that just seems curious that they would do that. Of course, the Jews have issues, but according to the Bible, it's not the Jews. So why would anyone try to stir you in the direction of the Jews? Have you, provide you with some good information in regards of Rome and the Antichrist, and then try to stir you in the direction of the Jews. I just seems weird. It just seems, So just be careful out there. If you read the book of Daniel and book of Revelation, you will see it has to be, it's the Roman beast that is there until Yeshua returns. Anyway, that's in regards of the Catholic death cult, cultulic. I made up a word in regards of cultulic. Because it's a cult, being led by the Antichrist. Okay, let's see here. Just because the whore changed her clothing and took on cheap skin, she is still a wicked whore. She seduces and bites hard and takes you with her unto utter destruction. Get out of her bed, run, and don't look back. The thing is, this church has been here for a long time. As far as the title of Pontifex Maximus, according to Wikipedia, Pontifex Maximus goes back to the second king that gave the instructions to the Pontifex Maximus. Now I know the Seventh-day Adventist says the title comes from Babylon, but according to Wikipedia, it actually comes from the second king of the Roman kingdom at that point. It was a kingdom at that point. The king giving the things to the Pontifex Maximus. So I'm not sure how that would be, but of course you have a lot of other things. It is mystery, Babylon the Great and all that. So, but I'm not sure how you would actually, because they say the Pontifex title then came from Babylon to Asia Minor, and from Asia Minor to Rome. But if the Pontifex Maximus title was already there from the very beginning of the Roman conception of the kingdom, now of course it turns to other things. It started out as a kingdom and became other rules or government types. And I think that's what we see in the heads. We have like 5 heads, 5 governments. Then we have one that would be the Caesars. And then we have one that is to come for a short while. And then, of course, we have the 8, which is the beast itself. And I don't know, I've looked into Roman history and all that. I don't have all things, 100%. There's a long way yet in regards to the things, but in regards of following biblical principles, the heads are governments, different governments of the same beast, which must be Roman. And the Jehovah's Witnesses or false witnesses have this idea that every head is, for example, Babylon or Medo-Persia and so forth. I can't remember all but that's not really following biblical way. If we are following the book of Daniel, you have a beast, and a beast represent, for example, a beast represent. What's it called? Like Babylon is a beast, Medo-Persia is a beast, Greece is a beast. And in regards to the Grecian beast, it has 4 heads, and those 4 heads represents what? Well, they represents 4 Grecian empires. Yeah, I guess empires actually maybe I can't remember the word at the moment, but anyway. So you have 4 heads representing 4, parts of Greece, And then you have the Roman beast and all that. And if you're going to follow the same rules in regards to the beast in the book of Revelation, we see these 7 heads, and we see the woman riding on all of the 7 heads. Now, if the whole is Rome, as we, that's the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. Now, which city rules over the kings of the earth in our days? It's Rome. So, if it's Rome that rules over the kings of the earth, it can't be Babylon or Medo-Persia or Greece or something like that, because, they wouldn't be at that place. In regards of Rome, because she's riding on all the 7 heads, and 5 have already been in the time of John. So the whole was already there. The whole was there from the beginning of the kingdom of the Roman Empire in regards of Pontifex Maximus and all that, and she just took on new clothing in regards of Christian clothing, but she's still the same wicked whore. Anyway, that's how I understand it and all that. Here we have more censure by Big Brother, or maybe we should say the Catholics. More censure by the Catholics. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't call it Big Brother. Maybe I should call it the Catholics. More censure by Catholics. I'll find a way around it when on computer, and I found a way around it. And I found the video another place as well, but I found a way around it. Then I found a video another episode, so I got it downloaded, so I have it. But here we have the Roman eagle in regards of Nazism, the cookie Jesus, and what is inside the cookie Jesus, the sun symbol. And if you know a little about Roman Catholicism and know in regards of going back to sun worship, yeah, anyway. Catholicism is deadly poison. I see here. During Pavelic's reign, he and Roman Catholic Croatian prelate Archbishop Stepanek persuaded 200,000 Orthodox Serbs to convert to Roman Catholicism. Their method of evangelism was very effective. Convert or die. 700,000 choose to die instead. They were butchered, burned, sometimes in their own churches, or shot to death after being forced to dig their own graves. Mutilations were beyond belief. And of course, apparently some of them that actually converted to Roman Catholics was killed anyway. So, I see, quoted. Pope Nicholas said, quoted in Antichrist by Ian Paisley, page 54, I am all in all and above all, so that God himself and I, the vicar of God, have but one consistory, and I am able to do almost all that God can do. What wherefore can you make me but God? Well, I read maybe the Antichrist whose number is 666. Actually, I had some other quotations that I just read yesterday. From one of these documents, but let's see if I can find it. Was very interesting quotes in regards of coming from Rome, and see what it is. We also have, this is another thing. The Westminster Confession of Faith says, there is no other head of the church but the Lord Jesus Christ, nor can the so-called Pope, I have inferred that because I don't like to say, or maybe nor can the Pope, yeah, that's much better, the Pope of Rome in any sense be head thereof, but is that Antichrist, that man of sin and son of perdition that exalted himself in the church against Christ and all that is called God. So anyway, so you can see many of these Protestants' declarations are very, very firm in talking about who the Antichrist is. Oh yeah, here we have some of the quotes, and this hopefully I think will actually become more visible to people. Hopefully, more and more information I dig forward, and if people just stands for the truth and do not fear to be killed by this system, we will get a lot of information, and of course, we'll probably also get a lot of people killed. But it's better to die in Christ than to die, at least you did something, right? What is better, to live a lie all your life and then, live a good life and then die, in regards of living a lie, or actually standing for the truth? Is it really worth living a lie? If you can't stand for truth, if you can't have truth, it's just, I'd rather die standing for the truth than living a lie. That's, it's just awful living lie. Anyway, so here we go. When the popes of Rome were in power, they declared many blasphemous things. Declared, "We may, according to the fullness of our power, dispose of the law and dispense above the law. Those whom the Pope of Rome doeth separate, it is not a man that separates them, but God. For the Pope holdeth place on earth, not simple of a man, but of the true God." Source: the Creedals of Gregory the Ninth, I think it is, Book 1, Chapter 3. And it's Pope Pius. They always use these, so-called pious things, Oh, I'm so pious and this and that, These is just the worst men of men, But anyway, Pope Pius. I guess I could use another word for that, but the opposite of pious, what would that be? Anyway, Pope Pius V blasphemed, "The Pope and God are the same, so he has all power in heaven and earth." Source: Pope Pius V, quoted in Barclay City's Petros Bartanius, chapter 27, I think, page 280. Anyway, it's like XXVII. Anyway, I think it's 27. I hate Roman numbers. Anyway, Pope Leo the 13th declared, "We hold upon the earth the place of God Almighty." Source: Pope Leo the 13th, encyclical letter, June 20, 1894. So anyway, let's see here. The Antichrist sea beast of Revelation is the office of the papacy, the popes of Rome, who controlled the Roman beast. Anyway, not sure about all the other theories that is, but I read these articles. I have a lot of information, a lot of documents laying around and all that. Reading, studying, and all that, and just trying to find because there can be truth and they can be mixed with lies and all that. And Satan is very good at getting off track and all that, and trying to mix lies with truth, because you have to catch the persons with truth, and then when you have them on the hook, you serve them lies in some sense, I guess. It's just very sad. So you have to test everything and anything. And the Roman Pontiff, Antichrist, judges all men, but is judged by no one. We declare, asserts, define, and pronounce to be subject to the Roman Pontiff, the triune tyrant, is to every human creature altogether necessary for salvation. This is in regards to the bull Sanctum issued by Boniface the 8th, I think it is, 16 November 1303, in the Book of Revelation by F.W.C. Nesser, page 184, reads as follows and so forth. And in regards to the stars, that's where I put something in, Antichrist, in regards to the Roman Pontiff, in regards to the Pontifex Maximus, the sun, as the high priest of sun worship. Anyway, so William Smith in his Smith Bible Dictionary, let's see. What was the fourth beast like? It was terrible and strong and had iron teeth and tin horns. Who is the representative of the fourth and final power? The Pope of Rome. The Popish system, as far as it has any remaining power. I'm not sure when he wrote this in regard, because it seems like the system lost its power at some point in regards of the history, and I don't know if that was intentionally to try to make the Protestants sleep or something like that, not to be but anyway, maybe the Poopy system might be better in regards to the Popish system. I'm not sure. Or the Papish system. Anyway, so we have a lot of quotations in regards of this. I don't, we see Christians throughout history, all throughout history, promote, talking about the same thing. We have the flag of Hitler. That was a little video I made in regards of the sun symbol being in the middle, the cookie Jesus, and the red. As far as I could see, the red could easily be representing blood in regards of the sacrifice that they. If you are a Catholic and look on the Hitler flag, and you know something about this Eucharist returning to, they think to turn this cookie into the literal body of Christ, God, so they are allowed to worship this cookie. And then they sacrifice this cookie for the dead and living. So looking at the Nazi flag, knowing some inside information, it should be very clear that it seems very Catholic in nature. And the description of this flag in the book Mein Kampf just seems to be, to the outside people in some sense. But I think a Catholic should be able to see that, and knowing that it's the sun symbol and all that, and you have Rome in regards of the sun worship, and you put it all together. You have the Roman eagle, the sun symbol, the cookie. You have the laurels of victory, and just sun worship. It's just all sun worship. So when they're talking about God, who are they talking about? Well, we talked a little about Heinrich Himmler. Seems to also be a Jesuit, as far as I could see. So let's see here what I write. Burning the so-called heretics, in the eyes of the Roman Catholic Church of Satan, and gassing the Jews. Soldiers of Rome? Question mark. That is in regards to the Jesuits. Reichskonkordat 1933 with the Vatican. SS modeled after the Jesuits. And there is in regards to Stutzlaufring or Stut, I can't remember. That's something in regards to the SS where they say it means this. But there might actually be another meaning to the SS. At least I've seen this where it also again connects with Rome. And we have something about the concordance in 1933 making some rule. I think the SS became a real power in 1933. And from 1933 to 1945 or something like that, or something about that. And of course, in regards to the concordant, it's said to be a connection in regards to the SS. I don't know. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of question marks and all that. So still looking into a lot of these things. But all the things that there are leading us back to Rome, would it be a surprise? No, because the Bible says all roads leads to Rome, right? Oh no, sorry. The Bible says that the whole rules over the kings of the earth, and we have the statement, of course, all roads leads to Rome. And where do we get that from? I think we got it from our Protestants. The Protestants in the past. Probably the saying came from there. We also have a saying that in regards of lies and Latin. So we connect Latin, which is language of Rome, with lies. Why would we have a saying like that? And there's other sayings. Bullshit could maybe also be connected, but I still haven't found any, because some people believe it comes from other things. But so I haven't really found if it actually could go back to the Protestants. But knowing some of the other sayings, and that in regards of a bull is in regards of the bulla, which the so-called Pope, fixes in regards of laws and all that. And that was the thing that Luther burned. And I think they excommunicated both Luther and Andreas Karlstadt. You see, Andreas Karlstadt was, with the things from the very beginning. He was actually the head of Luther in regards to the university. So sadly, it ended badly for Andreas, and Luther still had a huge amount of hatred against Andreas. It seems in the past, in his later years, and I don't think we have gotten all the. I think we get the Lutheran sides of things, which spin the thing and make Luther the hero, when actually he actually stopped the Reformation. It's very sad, but when he came back to Wittenberg, in some sense, he turned away from a lot of the things that Andreas and that the Wittenberg had. They were continuing the Reformation, and Luther comes back and seems to turn people back to statues and all these Catholic things and all that, and he tries to spin it off in regards of we should be careful in regards of the weak and so forward, and he says it's true what Karlstadt has done and in regards of Wittenberg, but because of the weak people, it's just snake talk. It seems so snake talk. And sometimes when I reading Luther, it's just it's worse than reading Paul. Luther seems to be more Paul than Paul is Paul. It's just, and that's awful. That's really awful. Yeah. So I'm not sure, there's a lot of puzzle pieces still to be connected and find out what's really actually happened, because we just get one side of the things. And in regards to the Lutherans now connecting up with Romanism, and if they also seem to have done it in regards of Nazism, or at least a good amount of them seems to have connected up with Romanism at that point. Of course, we see this group of Protestants that are not in agreement with it, as I was showing in regards. So let's see here. Where was it? Oh, I can't find it, but these German Christians that didn't want to be in regards to the right church, and apparently saw it as going to Rome and being affiliated with Rome to have this right church or this state church. And again, why would they come to that conclusion? Well, maybe because again Hitler was a good Roman Catholic, and again, then the Catholics will spin it off. Well, Hitler was a Catholic, yes, but was he a Christian? Well, that was never the issue. Those outside the church, when we proclaimed that Hitler was a good Roman Catholic, and actually, one of the sources I heard about this is actually from a Catholic source, that this is one of the guys that was killed in a fly accident, and I think that Rome could have something to do with it, but I don't know. The same thing in regards of the other Christian that died in a fly accident with his children, or some of his children at least. There are at least some, there's some that, a witness that says that it was actually the CIA that fixed the plane. But anyway, whatever the case, what was it? Oh yeah, but he was interviewing people and all that, and there was a woman that had been married to a Catholic, and she, of course they talked and so forward, and and she was told by this Catholic that Hitler was a good Catholic. So So that's one of the sources that we have. Of course, not really surprising and all that. But just looking at it, his parents was Catholics. You know, you see all the symbols of the Catholics, and now you see the. Let's see if I actually have some of the pictures here. Actually, I might have some. Where is it? Current data. Oh, by the way, that was the guy, Keith Green, died in a fly accident. Where is the pictures? It's always hard to find where the pictures when there are so many. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can. Oh, yeah, that was the sticker of Luther. Hitler, Kampf und Luther. And I can't read the rest, but you know, I had a translation of it. So you have the Nazi symbol, and you have Luther, and 4083 to 1933. Whatever. Okay. Where is the? Oh yeah, here we have the. If you look at the hand sign and then look on the switch guard, in regards to the hand sign, it does look, you know, a little like. Oh yeah, here we have the hand sign. Of course, they spread the hands a little more, but they have the fingers down as the Nazis. You know, so they have 3 fingers up. And here we have 3 fingers up and 2 down, bow down. And they, I swear by God and all that. That's in the video and all that. But oh yeah, we have suns. You know, the sun rising. We have sun rays, and you have the sun symbol in the middle. You know, the cookie of the Catholics, the wafer god of the Catholics. What was I looking for? I can't remember. What were I looking for? Oh yeah, we have Hitler, and we have him coming out of the church. We have, so it's like, no, there's a Christian thing, and I can't read what it says. Oops, there we go. But what was I looking for? I was looking for something. Oh, here we have the bugle belt. God min uns. Oh, yeah, in God we trust. God bless America, question mark, you know. They also have it on the $1 bill. They also have the eagle. They have some of the, you know, symbols. I can't remember what it's the fascii, I think it's called. They have fascii in the government building. We have Hitler here. And we have the cookie Jesus. It's just right in front of you. And of course a Catholic bishop or cardinal or whatever. I'm not that... We tolerate no one in our ranks who attacks the ideas of Christianity. Our movement is Christian, Adolf Hitler. Well, in regards to what kind of Christianity are we talking about? Romanism or... Anyway, well, I was looking for something. I had taken some pictures of something, and I can't remember what it was now. What were it? Oh yeah, maybe the laurels? No. But anyway, the expression resting on one laurels, and you have other things where it actually talks about that, you know, the laurels of victory and all that. What was I looking for? I was looking for something and I can't remember it. No. No. I don't know what I was looking for. I thought I had some. Oh yeah. Now I'm. Oh yeah. But of course, I took the images on the computer. Sorry. Oh yeah, that was in regards of the. Maybe I can find it on the internet. Actually, just by searching. There we go. It's a huge mess on my mobile. Have a lot of things also in regards of health stuff and all that. Trying to get my health sorted, but it doesn't really seem to go. It just seems to become worse and worse. So that's life is cruel. But it could be a lot worse. A lot of other people have it a lot worse. So shouldn't really be. But it's you know, life is painful. It's yeah. Let's see here. Knights of Malta. Nazi. Okay, let's see if we can find it. Find some images, you know. But there's a whole video of this. Knights of Malta. Let's see. Let's see if we can find. Oh yeah, by the way, here we have, what is it called? Is that Mussolini or something like that with the cross? The images are not that good on my mobile. I don't know why the quality is not better. Just because I'm using a mobile browser. Here we have, I think it's Goering with the Knights of Malta as well. I think it is right there. I think he had like a blue version. As I understand it, he liked to, you know, dress up and all that. He was the dresser up in some sense of the. And then we have the, what was the other guy? The guy that professed. But he talks about that. I think it was the guy that told about that some lies are more valued than bread or something like that. And as I understand it, quoting from the Jesuit Loyola thing, here we see the, it's really bad pictures here. I'm not, but there should be some pictures of the. Oh, here we go. Here's one of them. As you can see, that's the symbol of. I think it's the Knight of Malta symbol, as I understand it. And you have the symbol of the Nazis. And you have something, I'm not sure, it's swords, by the way, sword. Some of the places you actually have 4 eagles and all that around it. But you can look into the Knights of Malta, and you can look into, the Knights of Columbus and all that. They're knights of the Catholic Church. Oh yeah, the guy von Papen was also, as I understand it, see here. A Knight of Malta. I'm not inside, but anyway, it wouldn't be a surprise, you know. And he's the one that, in regards to the concordance with the Vatican in 1933. But there's this video where it's full of images with Nazi medals in regards of this symbol. So. Sadly, sadly, I only found one. And there we have the 2-headed eagle, and you can find it in Freemasonry as well in regards of order up chaos, in regards of order out of chaos. So you control both sides, and you from controlling both sides, you get what you want out of it. So it wouldn't be a surprise, if both of the sides of the World War was actually controlled. So anyway, let's see here. Maybe I should have wrote Nazi medal. I'm not sure in regards of that sign if that can actually, because it seems to be a little different than the Knights of Malta, which is this one. You also see, I think it's Goering or something like that, where they stand before the what do you call it, the church, and where he has this. We have a Nazi symbol thing. I think he had like a blue version of it. Oh, here we have one more. But it has swords in it. I wanted to find one of these where it has like eagles. Of course, that we see the eagle as well. Oh, here we have a Nazi thing, and it's blue and it says something in it, but again, very bad quality. So I have a blue one up here again. It seems like these medals can have different things in them, but the symbol itself is these weird things. See, yeah, or these. I'm not sure what to call it, but Oh, here we have a Nazi thing, but doesn't really have the things in. Let's see here. No. Well, the video I had, I think actually it's on YouTube as well. Not many have actually looked on it. But it's interesting to see that, having these. It would just be another connector, connecting it to Rome. One of many pointers leading, pointing it to Rome. Here we have the Nazi eagle, which is actually just a Roman eagle. Then you have the Roman salute of the Nazis. Then you have the oath thing, which also look very curiously the same as the oath that the Swiss Guard is doing in regards of the Pope. I think they stand before the. I'm not sure. Maybe I think I saw some of the images where they stood before the Pope and took the oath. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, yeah, we have the bird again. Here we have in regards of Zion. So that would be probably in regards of Zionism, and apparently the Zionists made an agreement with the Nazis to allow the Jews to go to Israel without being taken too much money from them if they did it, and apparently they was also selling German equipment, even if there was a what do you call it? What's it called? When you I can't remember what it's called, but so yeah, well, the video is a lot better for sure because it has just a huge collection of them. Anyway, we can just search the Knight of Malta, and that's one of the group. And if you also look at the oath of the Knight of Malta, it has some of the same things as the Jesuit oath. I think it's the same with the Knights of Columbus. You have to research these things for yourself because I can't remember everything, but I just remember seeing Knights of Malta, Knights of Columbus having some of the same oath as the Jesuits' oath. And here you see the Antichrist. I guess this is one of the Knights of Malta, something, and it seems like he's making the upside cross. So, but these people are just knights of Rome. So, and you can find a lot of these. Also, the Queen, Knights of Malta. What it says, Knights of Malta. Yeah. Great. So the question is, who are these people working for? Well, Rome. So, anyway, you can look the things up for yourself. So, that was in regards of one of the Jews, right? That's the image of, I think it's Goering. In regards of having this symbol on him, but I think he had like a blue version, very, very, what do you call it? Very it fits his style, let's say it. But here we have one of the Jewish bangers, I think it is, and again also just being a knight. So who are they working for? When they say the Jews are in control and all that, and that is the Jewish bankers or banksters that are behind it all and so forward. Well, if you also look at one of the Jewish sources or lexicon says that the Rothschild are the money, what is it called? Money holders or something like that for the Vatican. So they're just the bank of the, just seems to be they just seems to be working for the Vatican. The Vatican is still the head. It's not the Jews that is in the, they are just part of the system. In regards to Zionism and Freemasonry and all that, it's, when people point to Israel as having these things, well, it's all over the world. It's not only the Jews. It's all Freemasonry is all over the world. And then the question is, who is leading the Freemasons, right? Maybe the Antichrist. And the Antichrist would be who? And actually here you see him, the Antichrist, dressed in clothing that you would think about the Santa Claus, right? Or Santa Claus? Yeah, Satan Claus, as I usually call him. But is that a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think that Satan Claus or Satan Claus is in regards to the, we know in regards to the December the 25 and all that. And if you look on television on the 25th or 24th, Christmas Day, the Antichrist is making his cookie sacrifice and all that in television. So I don't think it's a coincidence that the Santa Claus has the same, outfit that you can actually find on different Antichrists throughout times. So I guess this is a newer image, but you can find some of the old images of the Pope and see the same colors. So anyway, I'll stop for now. But as the saying goes, all roads leads to Rome. So the question becomes, do you want to follow the Antichrist or do you want to follow Jesus Christ or Yeshua HaMashiach? That's the question. Are the those people standing behind the pulpit, are they leading you to the Antichrist or are they leading you to Yeshua? And it doesn't seem like a lot of it seems like there's an ecumenical spirit in the world in our days, and then no one talks against no one talks against Rome. It's like this political correctness, and of course the highest power of political power is the Antichrist. So who wants to be politically correct? In any case, no one seems to speak against this system anymore. And now the Protestants, or the so-called Protestants, are running back to the Antichrist. Now, if they knew the Bible, they would never, ever run back to the Antichrist. So someone is not doing that job. Someone is not standing for the truth. And of course, we see those, so-called heads of the churches. We know that the Jesuits infiltrate, and when they infiltrate, they try to get to the top, and when they get to the top, they can control it from the inside. So it's actually not a surprise that we see these things happening, because they probably just took over a lot of the groups, a lot of the Protestants, and they are like sheep in wolf's clothing. And that's the whole idea of the oath, be a Protestant for a Protestant, be a Jew for a Jew, and so forward, and all that. The idea of the Jesuits, you can infiltrate, you can lie, you can deceive, yet you proclaim yourself to be Christian. And it seems like huge amount of, but of course, if you have an institution where resources is not really a problem, because you pretty much have all the resources you need, and it's a matter of power, right? So you send out these soldiers to, infiltrate the groups, take control in many ways, adulterate history, and control from the governments and all that. And that might be the reason why it's not a good idea that any congregation has anything to do with the state. And that was one of the things that the Anabaptists also was persecuted by. They didn't think they should have anything to do with the government. And of course, Luther had to do with the government. Zwingli had to do with the government. I'm not sure in regards of the Calvin if he had anything to do with the government, but I don't think the Anabaptists did, and that was one of the reasons why they didn't want to go to war. They didn't want to take up the sword. They didn't want to take any government. What shall we say? Government officers and so forward, and they were killed off by these other Protestants by using government, powers. That's not really Christian, is it? It's not really Christian going out and killing other professing Christians. It's very sad to see how what happened. And some of the things that I read in regards of accusing the Anabaptists was like, that the Anabaptists, they didn't say any they didn't say any curse words. I was like, so they must be of Satan. Are you kidding me? So because they are not saying curse words when they speak, they must be of the devil. The arguments against them are just so awful. It's just, when you read some of the things, it's just, insane. It's utterly insane that they can, what do you call it? That they are attacking them on these things. It's insane. I think it's utterly. Anyway, I should stop now. Have a good one, all of you. I ended up talking longer than. I'll just going to stop now. But just be able to discern people. It has taken a lot of years. I've been studying this and that. In regards of health and then in the occult. I was actually getting into the occult because of health. I thought that I could find, I was reading this book, was exposing the what is it called, the medical mafia. But the thing is, while exposing the medical mafia and the system and all that, it was also leading you in the direction of the occult. And then you get more into this in regards of, and more into it and do a lot of weird things. And I ate a lot of different kinds of candy in Satan's candy shop. And I promoted satanic doctrines. Now, I didn't see myself as a Satanist, but I was a Satanist. I didn't see myself as being part of the so-called New Age, which is not really new, but I was in some sense part of it. I believed, pretty much the same things, I guess, that they did. I got out of it by what shall we say, a miracle. I have no idea how I got out of it. Thinking about how much I was into it. And But anyway, I had a New Testament. I was so close to throwing it out. But I thought, I've read so many other things. So, let's just see what this is. And that, was a... I found out I was not as good as person that I thought I was. That I actually was a sinner. I thought I was a good person, But I was totally wrong. I was a very bad person. And so I began to study the New Testament and the Bible and all that. And finding out, I began to test some of the things that I had contact with spirits as well, or demons. I didn't know they were demons, but I'm not sure how many, but at least two, I think. At least two I had contact with, and one of them seemed to follow me around. It's just a little weird to actually and I saw it like I was asking. I remember asking who it was it and it was if it was my higher self and all that, and it seems to agree with that and all that, and I was shown things and all that. But the thing is, the things that I was shown was wrong. It was satanic doctrines. And also the other spirit I had contact with was the Eye of Ra, which leads back to Satan, and it turned, the turn to different other things, the triangle, and so it turns to it's like fluid things. It's a little hard to describe these, but and I can't remember but I remember that it was like the Eye of Ra and all that. And if you go back to Egyptian thing, it's the sun worship and all that, if I remember correctly. So it's Satan. So I don't know if it was one of his minion spirits and all that or whatever, but at least, and again, showing me things that was absolutely wrong. So, yeah. I remember also something in regards of a friend of mine asked, why is it that all the bad stuff tastes good? And I asked, this spirit about that, and it told me that was because we wanted the experience. Well, in regards of, it's just we're getting sick of eating all these bad foods, so I don't think it was telling me the truth in regards to that, because we want to be healthy, right? And eating all these things that we have in the shops nowadays, we have taken the power because we have lost our women in the home, and we lost a lot of law, a lot of information from the past of our grandmothers, grandmothers and so forward, what they did in regards of the cooking, the kitchen, and what they knew and all that, and we just totally lost that. The link totally broke, and now we're becoming sick. We gave over the power to industry. And do you think industry care about our health? No, of course not. They care about money, like the medical mafia. And who knows if they're working together, one making us sick, and then we're running, and then the system making us more sick. I'm not saying that all is bad, but, the symbol of the medical mafia is a snake, It's just, actually, there's two different signs of it. But, of course, some of the knights actually also the hospitallers. The hospitallers, I think, was in regards of also this, in regards of the hospitals. I think the other name actually comes from them. But if you can get people on drugs, and they need the drugs, you can have them on drugs for the rest of your life. And there's a lot of money to be made of having people on drugs. So anyway, so it's a huge mess, and there's a lot of things that I don't know and all that, and it's just we need to stand for some truth, people. This is not a one-man war or anything. This is the people needs to stand up and look for truth. They need to find out what the truth is, so we can, at least stand against Satan and all his deceptions and all that, and not just give over our children to this wicked world. But yeah. Anyway, it's sad. It doesn't seem like a lot of people don't want to know anything about the things. A lot of people in Denmark is believing atheist and evolutionist, and they're just both wrong, of course, because atheism believes that there's no God, which of course is false. Evolution is a pagan, satanic, heathen doctrine going far further back than Darwin, and yet we have multiple Christians believing this falsehood. So it's sad. It's very sad. But I hope hopefully people will start to wake up. It will probably only get worse in regards of health, also because we don't have the woman in the home anymore. We send our children to the government and let them school our children. So thereby the connection of the children and the parents are disconnected as they begin to see the state more like a parent than, and the woman actually seeing the state more like a husband than the husband himself, because the state, ensures them of, that a lot of women just, go their own way and take the children of the father, and then they get, paid by the state. Or some countries, the father actually needs to pay for the woman stealing his children, and maybe the woman has actually had run off with another man. And of course, if she actually have had sex outside marriage, according to the Bible, that is actually stoning reason. So it's a very, so it's actually, it should actually be the man, that has the possibility of divorcing his wife. That's like a mercy thing compared to stoning her. And thereby, of course, she can't take his children or his money, because, she should actually have been killed off because she was committing whoredom and adultery. So because we pretty much just, let people run amok in some sense, and the rebellious feminists kill off our children as well because they play the whore. It's very sad, when you read on these feminist pages where they're talking about they wanted to have free sex. They were standing for free sex. They were standing for free abortion, because if you have sex outside marriage, or, who knows, you need to kill off or murder the child, which now grows in the womb. Another thing is, of course, they hated men, or they hate men. They hate the patriarchal system that the man is the head of the house. Now, these women are emotional beings, and who do you really want to have as head of the house? Do you want to have an emotional woman as the head of the house, or do you want a man that is more straightforward to be the head of the house? Of course, you don't want a woman to be the head of the house, and of course, it is the man that has the last say in regards if if the woman gets pregnant and she wants what is it called? If she wants abortion or murder of the child, the man has the last say. So when the man hears this the first time, he can bang the table and say no. And then it's how it is. Now, if she actually gets the abortion anyway after the man has said no, it's on her head. But if the man has said no, it's not on his head anymore, because if he actually accepts it, the abortion is actually on his head and not on her head. So the man needs to stand against the woman in regards to this. He's the one that needs to say no. Now, of course, that is in regards of marriage. There are some other rules in regards if a woman has not, if actually given away to another man, and someone commits, what is it called? I can't remember. But anyway, if she's not in agreement with it, the man is killed off. He's stoned. If the woman agreed with it in regards to having sex, with another man when she's actually given to another man, both of them is actually stoned, according to the law of Moses. If I remember correctly, I think it was stoning that was the punishment for that. So this is a very serious crime. In our days, we have like this where, you have a ring, and then, apparently you see how it goes, and you can apparently take it off in some sense. You can say, no, this is not for me, and so forward. But this was not really the biblical way of doing it. Another thing, if a woman was a virgin, and was not given away to a man, and a man had laid with her, the man could be forced to take her for the rest of his life. So that's just, if a man, seduces a woman, and is not married to her or anything like that, and have sex with her and all that, well, he can be forced to take her as wife for the rest of his life. And that should be for any man a great warning sign, because it's not any, is like for a man in regards of a woman, it's not like, and in our days, I guess it's the same thing in regards of Peter when he talks in the New Testament that, when Yeshua talks about that you can't divorce a wife without she actually have committing adultery. And then Peter says then it's better not to marry, I guess it might have been the same issues in the past and in our days in regards of women. Women thinks they're like princesses of princesses, but, they really can, you can see men that, is in a marriage and say, well, since I got married, my sanity was lost, it's and women then will, they just think they are the big prize and, the princess or the goddess or whatever, and the thing is, what does the man actually get out of it? He gets issues. He gets sucked dry. There's a lot of things that it's just, I do it. It's not just a walk in a garden having a woman. Just 1 and 2 hours or something like that, being close to a woman. I'm ready to have a break, just more than enough, more than enough. Having to, of course, there probably is some good women out there, but in regards of feminism and rebellion, feminism, murderers, hating men and all that, doesn't really make it any more appealing to go out and find a woman. It would be nice with a woman. I would like a woman, but it wouldn't it's not that appealing to, they're brainwashed in all this feminism, and it's just very, very sad. How much can a woman actually do compared to a woman like the grandmother or something like that? Pretty much nothing. It's just it's just princesses that's expensive princesses that don't want to lift a finger in the kitchen. Well, a lot of them anyway. There's a little more quote. Rome is puking all over the world. Sorry, I probably shouldn't get into it. We got off topic and all that. Have a good one, all of you. It's just, would be nice. A woman that doesn't speak that much and just do something in the kitchen and all that. It's just a silent woman, that seems pretty good, right? Not talking too much, and taking care of her husband and the children. Sounds pretty good. Anyway, have a good one, all of you. Bye bye. Being the glue of the family, being the supporting health in the family, and making some good nutritious food, and not just going out working, and then when she comes home, she is tired and can't do anything in the home. Well, the first priority as a woman would be in the household. So if you can't keep the household, well, maybe you should quit the job. Anyway, have a good one, all of you. It's really weird to see all the women taking a long education where they, learn absolute nothing about womanhood and having children and making good food and all that. And then they follow a career, and then they get to 40, and then they hit the wall, and then it's too late to have children and a family and a husband, because men are not really interested in women that hit the wall. At least if they are interested in children, which I think many men actually are. The value of a woman is is very, very, very small when they reach 40. Because you can't have children. You hit the wall or very close to the wall, and then it's too late. So what did you use all your time on? Well, a career in the world, education. Well, first education, of course, and that also automatically make it a lot less in regards of finding a man, because the more educated you are, you're still striving upward in regards of finding a man that earns have a something that is higher than yourself. And when you go out and take a university degree, you just have pretty much pushed off a lot of men that hasn't taken a university degree or whatever. And then of course, so you're going upward, and then you're also getting older at the same time. So not only are you making yourself, you're going to be more and more picky, and at the same time you are getting older, so the man becomes less interested in you. So there's two factors at least that plays out. Of course, I guess the third factor would be that you have no idea in regards of keeping the home and all that. And if you are indoctrinated with feministic values, which I guess you might also get on these institutions of, learning or whatever, you become less of an interest to men, yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Yeah, it's just very sad. It's very sad how we and I've seen Christians' pages. I was on this Facebook page, and Christians that in regards of Anabaptists or something like that, or Amish, or I can't remember, but it was like, and they were beginning to they were having a child. A woman apparently, or a girl apparently, and they wanted to have books promoting strong woman and feministic ideas and so forward, and you could just see how and I was like, what are you talking about? Isn't this a Christian place? Christians should make good women, not rebellious murderers male women. It's just so insane. I ended up getting kicked out of that group. It just seems it's just outrageous. It's hard to find words about it, but it's just outrageous to see these things going on. And I think the guy that was asking this was actually a priest or a helper for the priest or something like that. I was like, it's just not case. It's absolutely not case. It's of the world. It's not of the Bible. We have some instructions of a good woman in the Bible, how a woman should, and examples of good women, and how to be a good, womanhood and all that. And, that's not the way the world goes in our days. Far from it, sadly. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Have a good one. All of you should get back to, stopping.